Hello, everybody. Here again. This is Wandara. I'm here today to continue the conversation about resilience. Through the pandemic, times have been hard, things have been too tough, but we have some of our brothers and sisters within the community who successfully run the business and services people like strongly. They literally feed people through pandemic time. And today is the greatest time for us to really show the world that we are also part of this society. We are not only receiving from the society, we are also active in this society. And part of the activity is that some of us also have organizations and business, right? So today is a particular day since we have someone special today. But all I know is that he is from Lesotho, and Lesotho is South Africa, and it's a very particular island, yeah?
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, not island, but landlocked.
It's a special small land,
yes,
which is very particular. But today we are in the context of resilience. So he is one of those people who successfully showcased resilience through the pandemic and all the struggles and all that. He was standing and servicing people all this time till today. So I will not go trying to say his name because he can do it better than I can. So my brother, today is your day and a time to showcase. So introduce yourself first and we can deepen with questions.
Thank you, Brother Eric. My name is Koele Khutlang. Those who cannot pronounce it, they call me K. But the real name is Koele Khutlang. I'm an African man. I'm from Lesotho, as Brother Eric had said. Lesotho is a small landlocked country inside South Africa. It's actually a monarchy. We have a king, and we are proud to have a king. I'm the owner of African Grill brand. African Grill, it's an African restaurant. We specialized on grilled meats, hence the reason why we call ourselves Ottawa #1 Suya joint. Where does African Grill, where did it come from? 2012, I came up with the name African Grill. I had a dream of showcasing the skills that I acquired back home. I used to have a small car wash.
Okay.
So by the car wash, people used to grill meat.
Okay.
Right. So yes. As I came to Canada, I came here to study. I did electrical engineering in a diploma level. Went to university. Things didn't turn out well. Didn't have money. Then I went back to doing what I know how to do, which is to grill. Right. So African Grill was basically saying I wanna cover the whole of Africa. I wanna grill meat from all various parts of Africa, but that wasn't gonna be easy. I was familiar with West African culture and the Southern African culture, which is where I come from.
Okay.
So in the western part of Africa, grilled meats or grilled meat is called suya. Right?
Okay. Yes.
Which basically is it's barbecue meat
yes.
marinated with a base of peanut, which is like a small peanut called Koele.
Okay.
So it originates in Nigeria from the Hausa men.
Yes.
Up in Nigeria.
That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
To ask. Yes.
Yeah. So braai is derived from the Boers. They call them Boers, the farmers, the Dutch people, white people that are in South Africa.
Yes.
So in South Africa, what they basically do is they mix like European spices and African spices. So
okay.
What we call braai.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So most Southern African region, they call their old grilled meat braai, while the west part of Africa call it suya.
Okay.
In the eastern part, they call it nyama choma.
Nyama choma.
Yes. Which is what we're still hoping and praying to God that we'll get somebody who specializes in that, so we can add it to
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's That's African Creole in a nutshell.
Okay, okay. So So after this, it's how, like, practically, how was the beginning? How was the beginning? Because it's not easy to start a business. All of us, we know that it's not easy to start a business especially in Canada, first of all, and particularly in Ottawa as a city. As you know, it's not easy to run a business. What were the first challenges that you went through? Because this is already a sign of resilience, because if today you're standing up, it's because you didn't give up. So that's those capacities that we want you to express,
The start was, I want to say, hard, was challenging, like any other project that you start.
Yes.
The most challenging part was an African cuisine. Africans, we have a culture whereby almost everybody knows how to cook.
Yes.
Everybody trusts their mother's cook. And stuff like that, right?
Yes.
So it was a dream. It was something that I wanted to do that. I wanted to showcase African food.
Okay.
In Canada.
Okay.
I got challenged when I was in college. I used to eat a lot of other foods, like especially shawarma, so I could see how they grow, how big they're growing, how they're covering the city.
Yes.
And that was one of the things that challenged me, like how can we bring our own, because I believe we have one of the best, right? How could we do that? But the beginning was challenging. Obviously, you invest money. As an African child who was raised in a Christian family, you go on your knees, right?
Yeah.
But you're still praying, but you have to put money to eat. So it was one of those things. It's a dream. I felt like if I don't take a step, it's not gonna happen, right? So the challenges was to bring the product out there. What is it that we have to do to bring the product out there, and hoping that somebody who tastes the food comes back.
All right.
Now, what I did different than any other restaurant or any other business was I didn't want to print a flyer.
Okay.
Which is where everybody thought I'm a crazy businessman.
Okay.
You don't want to print flyers. Everybody prints flyers and drop them in places.
Yeah, all over the place. Yeah.
I wanted to grow my business through word of mouth. I wanted somebody to eat my food and go to their friends or their family and tell them what they have tasted.
Okay.
And grows like that. And that's how my business grew.
All right. So that even still in marketing, a lot of people don't know that, but the word of mouth is a very powerful tool when it comes to marketing, but a lot of people don't know that. Because get it simple, you know me, and I know maybe 5 or 10 people. Among 5 or 10 people, maybe 2, after explaining them, can go to taste. And all of them know 2, 3, 4 people. And from there, 2, 3 people can get there. And so on. And so you see how the ramification goes on and on and on, Yeah. So you went straight from in electrical engineering to becoming a restaurant owner today. And I was listening to you and I said to myself, okay, the entrepreneurs, most of the time, if you have the spirit in you, then you are unfitable to the normal way of life. A lot of people, we don't get people tell us this when we are younger, you see, because our parents are used to the one way of life, which is you go to school, and as you know, most of people would think you will become, if not a doctor, a lawyer. If you're not a lawyer, an engineer. If not an engineer, I don't know, you become the president or the minister, or at least you are a director or something. But they would not expect you to become a business owner, because I see the potential in this thing, because one day you can say, okay, I have franchise of it, and some people can come. Even if you start, let's say, okay, franchise, you start at least with just say 50,000. Someone can start a branch, but with 50,000. And if they start, you know, you maximize also the number. If you have 1,000 around the country with 50,000, imagine that number is already something that can help you to take the business to another level. While people are doing this, you can move to something else. That's you know, thinking about the future. So now coming back straight to what we just came out of, the coronavirus, with all the difficulties that we had. The first question would go, how did you stand up through that pandemic period, like period of confinement, period of limitations and all that? How did you stand up as a person, and also as a business owner, or as a business through that moment?
Well, tough one. As we all know, that pandemic was one of the harsh things that could have ever happened to mankind. Like especially our generation, I don't think anybody has ever faced such a challenge.
Yeah.
When we first started, we were a sit-in restaurant, take out and sit in, right?
Yes.
With pandemic, we had to close the sit-in section.
Yes.
Concentrate on the takeout. Now, the most challenging thing was 10 people ordering at the same time. Everybody's scared to be in contact with one another. They want their food at the same time.
Yeah.
So we had to twist the way we do things. As a business person, it's expected that you meet a challenge, you have to be able to find solutions.
To face it.
Yeah. So it was really hard, but grace of God. But why am I saying grace of God? It still gets back to me believing in God. But it was more of putting work. It was more of finding what is the most important. It was more finding how we can deliver the product, and hoping that as people sit at home, food can be delivered to them through other companies that help us do deliveries. So dealing with that, it was a lot of challenges. It was more of like, what is it that food can be? If you sit in, for an example, you can be distracted with water. Somebody can come and ask you questions, one or two of those. But if it's a takeout spot, somebody wants their food. If you can, nobody's smiling, everybody's masked up.
Yeah.
So it was more of changing the way we do things into a fast-paced business type of thing, even though our food is not fast food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had to change a lot of ways on how things are done. To survive, I think it's the help of the family. We changed the whole business now into a family business, because I lost employees.
Okay.
Times had to change.
Okay.
So it was more of like help from my wife, help from my friends, pretty much like switching it into a family business. Yeah.
So that means through the pandemic, what's helped you to go through was the capacity of adjusting how you deliver the service, and also adjusting how within the business you can organize yourself. So ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the very important things that nobody talks about. Though he is a business owner, it's a restaurant, so we want to know how really most of black people really, or African or Caribbeans really survived through the pandemic. One of the examples is that they have to adjust, but what was also a keynote into it is that he's got a strong family who stood, the family stood as a united people, united family, because I noticed that in some cases the family is not so strong together, and that was the reason why the failure came into the business, right? So it's important, you know, when we have business, it's also important that the family is implicated. So one of the strengths that showcased resilience within this process was that the family was able to understand the need. The family was able to also support what was the vision that is the renewed through the pandemic process. And also, so did the price of your of what you offer has changed through the pandemic, and is you know, the adjustment that you did within the business, was it more beneficial to you in the end, or it was more lost?
It wasn't beneficial, to be honest, because prices of almost everything we use in the restaurant went sky high. But the challenge was, you have customers that are buying your product that are comfortable paying certain amount of money, right?
Yeah.
If my supply goes up by $5, I cannot go up by $5.
Yeah.
So to be honest, it was more of sustaining the business.
Yes.
Making sure I can pay employees that I had, which were few. Making sure that I can pay rent. So it was pretty much survival of the fittest. We didn't make money in pandemic.
Okay.
But we survived.
Okay.
So we were able to not to be on the negative part side, which obviously if that happens, you would have to part ways with whatever business you're doing. It would just make sense. So we didn't make money. We survived. Other people had to close their doors. Yeah. We still managed to keep our doors open.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had to change. I had to change prices. I had to put some few dollars up to make sure that I don't lose.
Yeah.
Which was very challenging, especially with the way customers or the way human beings conduct certain businesses, right?
Yes.
You're a small business. You're an African business, so you are not expected in the society to match or to have certain prices of what you sell. It wasn't making money. It was more of staying in business.
Okay.
And thank God we managed to stay in business because our product kept selling. Right?
Yes. Yeah. Did you heard of the assistance of or the grant given by the government at that moment? Was it useful to you?
Very useful. Yes, we applied for a grant that the government was offering to businesses.
Yeah.
Even though there was a trick to it, you had to qualify for it, right? So
yes,
you had to be in certain bracket. You
yes,
had to have made certain amount of money, or should have stayed in business for certain amount of time, right? But yes, we did receive a grant from the government, which was very helpful.
Okay.
Yeah. If it's not of that grant, maybe we'll be part of businesses that's closed. So with that, what I made sure was putting in mind, you no longer have a sitting. We have the say of a hungry man is an angry man.
Yeah.
So people that call on the phone, or people that are coming, nobody wants to be outside. We don't know whether this COVID is airborne. We don't know whether it's through, yes, we just want food. So with the grant, we were able to buy equipment that can
help go through
food for a certain temperature. For instance, I do my suya. Normally used to do my suya on the go.
Yeah.
Order and make your food, right?
Yeah.
But with COVID, there's no way 10 people that don't even have patience to line up. You won't have that time. So that helped me. The grant helped me to buy equipment whereby I can make food, keep it in the warmer for a certain amount of time, while other because you have 2 or 3 workers now, right?
Yeah.
Other people are backing. So if it's not of that, that means I wouldn't have sold the margins that that I sold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, if I was to ask you, would you have any advice for other people, let's say in two dimensions? The first one, a lot of people still believe that the only way to make true life is to struggle with their studies and go to university necessary. And the other one is that I know a lot of people who successfully make greater businesses have dropped off school. I don't know if you know about that.
I know that.
So the part for those who are entrepreneurs is always totally different. And those who, I used to have someone who was my teacher in business management. He used to say, those who study so long is just because they don't have a gift. Then you have to go on the process of schooling for the most of time. But your gift don't need to go all those time. So what you did is that we can say you said you didn't make it, but to me it's like life ends that because it wasn't the part for you. That's how I see it. Now you're back to who you are, and then from this one you can make even anything else. You can even get more training or more education from things that can reinforce your business, and then that's the part for you. So if I would to ask you, what would be an advice that you can give to younger generation or even adults like me who are thinking to do a business, who are still hesitating?
A tough question, but it can be answered. From my experience, or what I would like to say is, education is very important, right? Now,
Yes.
We get it all wrong. We all get it when we talk about education. We all think academics.
Yeah.
We all think going to school, get a degree, which is a perfect thing to do. With me, the studies that I've made, that I've whatever I've acquired in school, was an eye opener. School taught me how to finish things on time, right? How to plan, so to say. Because if assignment is due on Tuesday, it's due on Tuesday. It's not that's one way around. So to me, school is very important. Things like confidence, you can get it more through school. Socializing, school is good at those type of things. But you said something very important. School is to make you follow certain direction, because this is a curriculum, like you are trained to follow certain path. So with what I've learned in life is, without your talent, you cannot be happy, you cannot be satisfied, right? So if I have to advise somebody younger than me, or somebody who would like to engage in business, is find your talent. Because now you can engage. I've seen people that start business and at some point you are realizing your business is failing, because you are doing things the wrong way, or maybe it's not what your talent is, but you're doing it and suffering. So I would advise somebody, however you can do it, find which one is your talent.
Okay.
And follow, I wouldn't say hard, and follow what you think comes easy to you, because I believe talent is something that needs to be nurtured, but it's something that has to come natural to you. Like me, cooking comes natural.
Okay, so if I understand clearly, what you are actually expressing is a deepening of the understanding of how and why some people could be successful in business and some are just literally suffering because they're really doing the wrong thing, or they're just copying someone or trying to do something that is not really their call. Can I put it like this? Okay, so So, ladies and gentlemen, just to be clear, if you find your talent, I can give you an example. Myself, I'm an artist, and that's my area. I'm a very multi-talented person. That's where I am. So I'm always happier anywhere I go, to drum, to sing, to play my guitar, or do anything. I am just me, manifesting myself, and that's what he's trying to also express to you. So if there are some people who are listening now to this interview, I want you to know that you have to follow your heart, because your heart will always teach you the right thing. But if you follow your mind, it comes with a lot of calculations. The calculation is always money, 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 or fame. So if you put those things ahead and try to make it look like this is what it matters to you, then that's where the suffering is, and you have to force things, right? So I don't know is there anything particular you want to express about the business? The ears is all yours.
Well, maybe it's sticking more on what my dream is, or what I foresee happening in the future. My dream is to make sure that not only the brand, but
okay,
African food gets known.
Okay.
African food covers the whole world, right?
Okay.
There's this joke that I always joke when I talk to my friends. I'm like, I will never stop grilling until the Prime Minister of this country eats my food, right?
That will happen soon.
Yeah, irrespective of
that will happen very soon, believe me.
So what keeps me going, what keeps me moving? Like I wake up, I want to grill.
Okay.
Do you understand? So
okay.
I never in my life get off bed or drive from my house to work and feel like I'm going to work.
Okay.
You know, so
okay.
it's natural. It's part of me. My wife knows, my kids knows, my friends know, right? So
okay.
I want that brand to be in every city, brother. I want that food to be eaten by everybody. So before that happens, I'm not stopping.
All right. All right. So this is our brother from Lesotho, and your name was?
Koele Khutlang.
Koele.
Yeah.
So just to say it slowly, it's Koele Khutlang.
Yeah, yes, Khutlang.
Khutlang.
Yeah, we have that click.
Khutlang. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is again Wandara, and then Koele Khutlang.
Yeah.
And then the business is located in I always have a trouble.
It's on Clyde. You know,
it's Clyde. I always think about Maryville,
yeah,
but
so Maryville
it's literally on Clyde.
Yeah, so it's Unit 3, 1383 Clyde Avenue.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. And I believe tonight I will get there.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
We always see you anyway.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much.